Hello YouTube, it's Mithrila again. We are returning to New Sorpigal. Yay, with the party that we made in the last video. New Sorpigal is the starting town. It is in the southeastern corner of the continent of Enroth. And we're going to be spending some good quality time here. This is a nice area to just level up in and just get a bunch of stuff done. First thing we're going to do before we get too far is we're going to look at our characters now that we can actually see stuff. Okay, this is our stats screen. This shows us what we have in each statistic. It tells us hit points, spell points. It tells us if we have any sort of conditions. If we right click on our experience, it tells us how many more points of experience we need to get to the next level, which is pretty cool. It also is a place where we can check how much damage we're doing. Right now we're doing 6 to 8 damage with our little toothed club thingy that he's holding. And he doesn't do any damage when he's shooting because obviously he doesn't have a bow just yet. We'll fix that later. So this is Roderick. This is our paladin. He kind of looks like one of Robin Hood's merry men with a little tiara thing going on. Here are Roderick's skills. Under weapons, he's got sword and spear. Magic, he has spirit magic. And as armor, he has shield. Something that's kind of cool if you right click on any of these is you can get a brief description of whatever skill it is. But if you look, there's down at the bottom we have normal, expert, and master. This gives us an idea on what sorts of things we can do when we level up our skills. You'll see me level up skills throughout this series of videos because, well, just staying at normal skill is kind of lame, especially when, here's the example with Master Sword, I can dual wield swords. That's pretty cool. Now, Expert usually requires that you have so many skill points invested and then you pay money. Mastery, usually you not only have to pay money, but you have to have some kind of other prerequisites, such as having an attribute up to a certain level. Like for identify item, you have to have 30 intellect. Sometimes you have to have a certain quest done. It just kind of depends. You have to be of a certain merit in order for you to master a skill, and then usually you also have to pay money. Alright, this skill, let's see, this button right here is for inventory. And this is where you will hear me use the term inventory Tetris, because as you can see, there's not just bags where we put everything in. Each item has a footprint, and you have to be able to arrange your items so that everything fits. Sometimes in the middle of dungeons, you will see me do inventory Tetris. I may even sing the song. We'll see how I feel about it. Alright, let's check out his equipment here. We've got a witch ring, which is unenchanted, but worth quite a bit of money. Let's have him equip his sword and his shield. This is a spell book for the spell Bless, which is a spirit magic spell. He can learn it. Okay, glad to see you're into this, Roderick. He also has something that we're going to call the letter. And once we distribute all the inventory stuff, I'll go ahead and we'll go through what the letter actually says. If we go back to this screen, we notice that his damage went from 6 to 8 damage to 8 to 14 damage, which at this level, yeah, that makes a big difference. It's well worth it to just look and see what's in here. Alright, we've got crossbow, an axe, witch ring, also not enchanted, but worth quite a bit. And then the air spell static charge, which she can learn. Okay. And here we have an empty potion bottle and a red reagent. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a potion out of this. To make a potion, you grab your reagent, put it over the empty potion bottle.
I believe it worked.
Right click. If we read it, it says it restores 10 hit points, which especially at this low level is fantastic. Free heal. You can't get any better than that. As we go on, obviously that 10 hit points isn't really going to be worth a lot, but we can combine different colors of potions together to make different, stronger potions that can do better things for us. And so having alchemy is a decent idea. It's not absolutely required, but you'll be picking up a lot of reagents. It might be worth it to invest in if you've got the skill points. Here's our cleric. She has a ring of electric resistance. Yoink. Okay. She's going to equip her mace and her shield. And then she's got the mind spell remove fear. And a body spell first aid.
Okay.
Clerics are actually pretty beefy in this game, which is nice. They can wear chainmail, they can use shields and maces, and they can hit pretty darn hard. So I actually really enjoy clerics. The Might and Magic clerics are really nice, and I really enjoy playing them. Here's a sorcerer. He's got an unenchanted ring, but that's okay. Here's his dagger. Why it's not a staff, I don't think I'll ever understand. Fire spell, flame arrow.
Yes.
Then we have Cold Beam, which is a water spell, and Magic Arrow, which is an earth spell. Okay, to access the spell book, you have two options. You can either click on the star button right here, or you can press C on your keyboard. That brings up your spell book. There are 11 spells per field of study. In this case, for my sorcerer, I've got fire, water, earth. There are 11 spells per. If you right-click on any one of these spells, you can get a description about what it does. This one, it creates and fires a single flaming arrow. Unlike most spells, this spell is notoriously inaccurate. It has the same chance of hitting as a regular arrow, using your fire skill as a bonus to hit. The arrow does 1 to 8 points of damage when it hits. You'll also notice that just like with the skills that I showed you under Roderick, each spell has a normal, expert, and master level. And what that's saying is, say I am a master in fire magic. I go ahead and I do all the stuff for it. That means that whenever I cast a spell, it costs 0 spell points and has the quickest recovery rate. And it's always worth it whenever you go and you level a magic skill, to go and look at each of these spells and make sure that you're taking advantage of it. Like, for instance, this Cold Beam, it always hits, and which is definitely nice, especially for this level. But you also notice that with Mastery of Water, it also costs no magic, which is amazing. I think Magic Arrow does the exact same thing. It's always worth it to check. If you want to get out of your spell, well, actually, before we get out of our spell book, if you don't want to have to keep coming back into your spell book to cast a spell, you wanted to, say, always shoot Flame Arrow at monsters, what you do is you click once on Flame Arrow, and then you click on this tab down here, and this sets your ready spell. This means that whenever you press the S key to shoot, it will shoot a flame arrow so long as I have spell points to justify casting it. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do here before I end the video is we are going to actually look at this letter. My dear Solman, September 17th, 1152. You have done well, and I hereby promote you to High Priest of the Second Circle. There is a sum of gold waiting for you in the hands of Andavar Potbellow in New Sorpical that he will turn over to you if you tell him the Sandman sent you and show him the seal on this letter. Sandman. I like that. The handling of the Roland affair was masterful, and I especially liked the snowstorm touch. It really put the fear in him, didn't it? Superstitious fool. His removal has moved our timetable ahead by at least 2 years and has spared us the trouble of assassinating him at a more delicate time. All arrangements are in place. My minions have engineered the recall of Queen Catherine to her homeland in Arathia to attend the funeral of her father. She will not return this year, and that only leaves her worthless brat Nikolai and that idiot Regent Wilbur Humphrey running things at the palace. The people have begun to sense that something is wrong, that perhaps the gods are angry, that perhaps the Iron Fists have lost the mandate of heaven. Just a few more disasters and there may well be a full-scale rebellion, and we will be waiting at the breach, ready to step in and tell the sheep what to do and when to do it. Already our temples spread across the land, offering aid to those displaced by disasters and comfort to the bereaved. Yes, remain in New Sorpical and stay out of sight. When the time is right, you will be contacted and giving further instructions. So take heart and know that our plan proceeds smoothly, and we will be ruling this world soon. Your position in our hierarchy will be very high. Xenofex. Whew, lots and lots of info in that letter. Essentially, if you actually read the manual that comes with the game, and I think the Good Old Games version actually comes with a PDF version of the manual, the background story that they're talking about here is that this country is ruled by King Roland and Queen Catherine. And Roland is not that far removed from a very bloody succession war with his younger brother, Archibald, who is a necromancer. That fight, that succession war, is covered in the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 campaign, which is another game done by 3DO and is also very fun to play, also available from Good Old Games. And basically what ends up happening is demons invade this world from the other side of the continent from where you're at, the place where your characters are actually from, and they are spreading over the world. Roland disappears in a fight. Queen Catherine has to go and save her homeland that's across the sea. It's just a really bad time to be alive right now in Ninroth. So with that, I am going to end this video. And if you like what you see, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and please, if you like it, make sure you comment and we can have a nice lively discussion about Might and Magic 6. Until then, have a great rest of your guys' day. Bye!